Hello, I'm Tom Grossi, creator of PackCast, a Packers fan, and apparently a crisis management counselor now. Now, you may have heard the news that Aaron Rodgers might retire next week, and you might be a little scared. And, well, I'm here to ease those fears and give you a great way to cope with these challenging times. It's called a Scream Pillow. Now, you're probably wondering, Tom, what kind of pillow can I use? And honestly, my recommendation would be a good old memory foam pillow. Because if you can't forget this Hindenburg disaster type of an off-season, neither should your pillow. Now, the way that this works is you're gonna grip both ends real tight, and you're gonna wanna shove this thing right in your face hole. And then you scream. And the best part is, you can use this for all sorts of occasions. Drafting a QB in the first round? Scream it out. Davante Adams stops contract negotiations? Just yell in a pillow. Getting back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks, which is both ending in a disaster and only 2 rings to show for it? That's what you got the pillow for. And you can get one of these pillows for the low price of $5 million, because that's exactly how much the Packers re-signed Kevin King for. I know that these have been challenging times for Packers fans, and I hope that this demonstration has helped put you a little bit at ease. So until next time, which quite honestly is probably going to be 3 minutes from when this video is uploaded because it's never-ending pain, I'm Tom Grossi. Go Pack Go!
I feel nothing but pain and empathy for Green Bay Packers fans around the world, and to support a Packer fan in need, make sure to check out Tom Grossi. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description down below, and if it makes you feel any better, well, I'm giving away a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel, and at least Roger Goodell isn't copyright claiming all of your content. But if you're a Packers fan, no matter how many PlayStation 5s I give away, or how many times you subscribe to this channel, turn on our notifications, it's not going to mitigate the pain of the news I have to bring to you guys today. Because typically, when you have a team that makes it to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row, you would think that you would do anything it would possibly take to keep that core together for as long as you can. So, I don't know if you guys follow basketball, and if you do, we cover basketball on my The Flight Mike NBA channel, but about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, one of the best documentaries that pertain to basketball dropped on ESPN, which is now on Netflix, and that's The Last Dance. And to give you a brief synopsis of what The Last Dance is, it's pretty much the melodrama and the behind-the-scenes issues that went down during Michael Jordan's final season with the Chicago Bulls. This was a season in which he would capture his final NBA championship, and he did it after winning the previous 2 NBA championships, meaning that he three-peated and then he was forced to retire. The Chicago Bulls didn't do whatever it took to make sure that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen could stick around as fast as they could. Actually, they wanted to rebuild just out of nowhere. And it's really funny because during this entire situation with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, there is animosity between Aaron Rodgers and Brian Gutekunst. It went almost as far as Aaron Rodgers saying that if the Packers don't fire Brian Gutekunst, then Aaron Rodgers will contemplate retirement. Now, that narrative disappeared into the woodwork until recently, but there are a lot more parallels that pertain to The Last Dance here. A few months ago, Aaron Rodgers even came out and called Brian Gutekunst Jerry Krause. And of course, this was all speculative. You didn't have Aaron Rodgers coming out in an interview and saying, yeah, my general manager is the equivalent to the man that prematurely ended the Chicago Bulls dynasty. It was just a bunch of speculation. But last night, we got a very interesting image from not only Aaron Rodgers, but also Davante Adams, which, if you guys didn't know, Davante Adams has his own issues with the Green Bay Packers. We reported yesterday that Davante Adams actually rejected a lowball contract contract extension offer from the Green Bay Packers after leading the NFL in receiving touchdowns with 18 touchdowns and finishing within the top 6 for receiving yards. So both of them are clearly upset, and this picture was posted on both Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers' Instagram story. And of course, I tweeted out making fun of it, saying that, of course, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are on the way to the Chicago Bears, but I clearly didn't mean that. I'll tell you what the real interpretation of this is. Pretty much, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are saying, after making it to 2 NFC championships in 2 straight years, the Green Bay Packers are trying to prematurely rebuild, and as a result, Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers feel like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Now, of course, you can't make direct parallels here because, of course, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams didn't win 6 Super Bowls together. Now, this upcoming week is a very make it or break it week for, I suppose, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, because this week is when training camp is set to begin, and we don't really know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Up until this point, the man has been extremely cryptic about his future, and all we really know about Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams is the fact that they're very disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers front office, and I don't really blame them considering the incompetence that is the Green Bay Packers front office. I mean, look, if you went ahead and drafted Jordan Love, the heir to Aaron Rodgers, which makes a lot of sense, you want a succession plan for Aaron Rodgers, I understand that. Then Aaron Rodgers goes out and performs extremely well, making it to his 2nd NFC championship in a row and winning NFL MVP after Jordan Love sat down for a year. Well, now you have a remarkable opportunity in front of you if you truly wanted to move on from Aaron Rodgers to begin with. Aaron Rodgers' value is at an all-time high. You have an opportunity to trade him for a plethora of NFL draft picks and move on from him. But for some reason, the Green Bay Packers decided to pivot and say, no, we want to keep Aaron Rodgers. They didn't trade him to any other team despite how much interest there was in the man during the NFL draft. And this is a man that potentially, and this is of course just a prediction, I could be wrong here, possibly has 4 to 5 good years left in the tank, barring something that prolongs his career even more like Tom Brady. I think it's kind of unfair to assume another NFL quarterback could have a similar career to Tom Brady or have the longevity that Tom Brady has, but at least in my opinion, that seems to be where Aaron Rodgers is trending at the very best. At the very worst, I suppose he has another 2 to 3 years left in the tank for himself. And you have teams that are willing to give you tremendous draft capital in return for that, which should accelerate your rebuild, but it doesn't even look like the Green Bay Packers want to do that. Meanwhile, you're lowballing your top wide receiver, and just things don't look really good for the Green Bay Packers. And it got so bad that, according to Sports Illustrated's Bill Huber, Las Vegas sportsbooks are bracing for Aaron Rodgers' retirement. One sportsbook has even taken the entire NFC North off of the board in anticipation of Aaron Rodgers not returning to the Packers at quarterback. So here's what it actually reads. Because of the importance of the reigning NFL MVP, Westgate's Superbook recently closed all of its NFC North markets, including projected wins, playoff odds, divisional odds, and weekly lines for the 4 division teams. One odds maker at the sportsbook said via a Twitter direct message. 2 other sportsbooks contacted after that initial message said the expectation is Rodgers is going to announce his retirement sometime before the first practice on Wednesday. In response, one of those sportsbooks pushed out its prices on the Packers to win the NFC North and shortened the odds for the other teams. It also shortened the odds of Patrick Mahomes winning NFL MVP. So the expectation is, if you go on these sportsbooks, that Aaron Rodgers is more likely to retire on Wednesday than not. And you might be wondering, why could this be? Well, here's the interesting thing. I draw this parallel a lot. About 10 years ago, another quarterback, not nearly on the tier of Aaron Rodgers, but another really remarkable quarterback named Carson Palmer, the #1 pick in the 2003 NFL draft, wasn't really happy with the Cincinnati Bengals. He felt like the team wasn't really doing its best to win. They cut a lot of corners in terms of trying to cut costs as much as they could, and as a result, he demanded a trade, and he said if he wasn't to be traded, then he would retire. Well, his agent at the time was a man by the name of David Dunn, and the Cincinnati Bengals ended up telling him, okay, Carson, we're not going to trade you. As a result, he ended up retiring until a few months later, he did get traded to the Oakland Raiders for a remarkable return, stunk it up in Oakland for a little bit, and and then went to Arizona and had a brief career resurgence with Bruce Arians. So the interesting part about this entire situation is Aaron Rodgers' agent is none other than David Dunn. So do I think this is going to happen? It's really difficult to predict whenever it comes to Aaron Rodgers. He plays his cards very close to his chest, and he really knows how to be cryptic in terms of stirring a pot. Like I said, in the past, there's been some things that really just made this entire situation seem weird to me, like him being upset that the Packers decided to cut Jake Kumerow was one of the things that I felt like was a little odd, but him being upset that the Packers decided to draft his succession plan and then don't want to trade him seems to be very reasonable. You can't play both sides. You either have to commit to a rebuild or commit to making the most out of this potential Super Bowl window, and it looks like the Packers aren't committing to one side or the other. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this entire situation? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire this week, or do you think he is going to remain on the Green Bay Packers and play out another season? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.